Hey, everybody, it's Congressman Jamie Raskin from Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District. It's my favorite time of the week, Local Hero. It's Friday, July 12th, 2024, and our local hero is my wonderful friend, Cara Lesser, who is the founder and the executive director of the Kid Museum, which is the whole region's pioneering experiential museum and educational makerspace for young people. Kid Museum accelerates and democratizes access to transformative maker learning experiences that empower the new generation with the skills that they need to learn how to redesign our future. Kid Museum has been recognized by the Catalog for Philanthropy as one of the region's best nonprofits. It's been recognized nationally as a leader in maker education. It's served already 300,000 kids as well as their teachers and moms and dads and community members since it opened its doors 10 years ago at Davis Library in Bethesda, Maryland. And this is where Cara lives in Bethesda. This is where I get to go whenever we have these wonderful events with the Kid Museum. She's had an extraordinary and dazzling career in public policy, and her last substantive accomplishment was working on the implementation of the Affordable Care Act. And after being involved in that huge controversy and struggle and success, she wanted to be more directly involved in day-to-day creative problem solving and service. And she came up with the Kid Museum. And so we're saluting you for that after 10 years of this magnificent project, Cara. And first of all, congratulations to you. And second of all, tell everybody who may not know at this point what exactly Kid Museum is.
Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you for including me in this. It's really an honor. And it has been a labor of love having Kid Museum come to life as a full community effort. I will say it has been a barn raising, and it's been a way to really see the power of our full community to come together around an idea, public and private, to make this come to life. So what Kid Museum is today, our primary location is right above Bethesda Metro, a 30,000 square foot space that is all focused on hands-on creative learning for kids with their families on the weekends, and kids on their own, and after school and camp that we have going on during the summer. And then during the school year, really deep dive partnerships with schools, bringing this type of learning into the classroom and partnering with teachers and changing what learning looks like in traditional classrooms, in addition to that out of school time space. So we've been really amazed at how our community has met us with open arms to work together to change what learning can look like here.
Yeah, and so the idea of a museum does not fully capture everything you're really involved in, right? Because you've got these deep and sustained partnerships with the particular schools that you're involved in. And
Yeah.
it's not really the experience of an observer or just a witness, but of an active student participant
Yeah.
in creation, right?
Exactly. Everything we do is really about giving kids tools and materials to be inventors, to be makers, to figure out how to pursue an idea and have it come to life. So we have at the middle school level an incredible program called the Invent the Future Challenge, which is what you saw recently with our thousands of students from across the region who've been a part of this program, either through their classroom. Some kids are taking an Invent the Future class as part of their middle school curriculum, others doing it as an after-school club. And they form teams and design and build prototypes of inventions to improve life on this planet. And to us, that's like the crux of what we're getting at. Kids are learning to code, they're learning about electronics, they're learning to use 3D printers, all this new technology and old school woodworking and other things, but it's all in service of how can I make something that is going to have a positive impact on the world, and building that mindset of a change maker. And that's a mindset that you can bring into a STEM career. It's a mindset you can bring into public service. I mean, you're the perfect example of that, of what a change maker looks like in public service. But how do you get your brain activated around really that creative problem solving and see yourself in a way that you have the agency, the empathy, and the creativity to do something different? And
Yeah. And, if the theory of multiple intelligence is correct, and surely it is, you're speaking to whole subgroups in the student population who might not be resonating to just reading books and writing papers, right? There are kids who really will learn better through the creation of something, the design of a project, and so on.
exactly, exactly. I think just having that opportunity to drive your own learning is really figuring out what problem you want to solve, understanding what resources you can bring together. That's a type of learning that resonates, I think, across the board. And then hands-on building is something that connects for many kids in a very visceral way, and we don't have a
Mm.
lot of those opportunities in traditional school settings. And especially when it comes to fields like STEM, it is a very intuitive way to learn that we just haven't created enough space for in our traditional classrooms.
Yeah. But as you're saying, this clearly is very closely connected to STEM, but it can lead in lots of different directions, right?
Absolutely, it is STEM plus, and I mean, really, STEM is everything today. Everything. What is tech not involved in? What is data science not involved in? Tech is a basic literacy. That's how our world already works, and now with AI and this sort of next phase of what tech is going to look like, that's changing everything. So we're really looking at AI as another tool that kids can leverage for making for good, right? And tech for good is what we need to keep focusing more and more of our brain power on.
Every time I go and check out the Kid Museum, I'm just impressed by how joyful the environment is with kids, how nobody even thinks that there's disciplinary issues because
Yeah.
the kids are so engaged and so attentive and focused on what they're doing. Um, and I wonder in this time where there's so much emotional and psychological stress for young people and anxiety, whether you think the work that you're doing is also a kind of balancing activity for the kids.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, our kids need spaces to unplug from the solitude of their phones and solitude of their devices and come together and interact with one another in a way that we take for granted that that was what so much of what our childhoods looked like, and that is not what the current generation is experiencing.
Yeah.
So I think that it is a really a special place. We pride ourselves on the joy that is here. That's something that we measure. That we're looking at that joyfulness as we know that that unlocks the interest in learning, the engagement in learning, and the connections with one another that we need to purposely cultivate in what our world has become.
Yeah. Um, well, look, Cara, I remember when you created this thing and it was totally your brainchild. It was a labor of love. It's amazing to see what it's become. It's so impressive. You are a maker, you are a social change agent in the world. And you've opened up so many dreams and so many pathways for so many families and so many kids. It's really impressive. And we want to salute you. And maybe if you could close just by telling us what are opportunities for families to come and participate in Kid Museum stuff in the summertime?
Yeah, thank you. No, we would love to have families come out and check out Kid over the summer. We have summer camps running for 9, 10 weeks of summer camp, both at our Davis Library location and at Bethesda Metro. But every Sunday, we're open for families to come in and just explore what this type of learning is about. So that's really a special time, that family time on Sundays. So come on out to Kid any Sunday, 10 to 4, and be a part of it.
All right. That's Cara Lesser, the founder and executive director and visionary of Kid Museum in the heart of Bethesda, Maryland, in Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District. Cara, congratulations to you. And I hope everybody calls you up and emails you and texts you and gives you a hug for being our local hero.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jamie. Really appreciate it.